Before we get started, as usual, it is flashlight time. It's like fun with flags. So we're going to start calling this fun with flashlights. This is the TrustFire MINIX3, 1050 lumens. This is pretty impressive box. I'm not a box guy, but if I was, I would push that button and that would come out like it should. But anyway, if you push the button, let's pretend like you have 3 hands. And I don't get a light on my head because the view is horrible when you do that. It's jumpy, it's choppy, and all kind of other things. This one's cool. This one has, it's 3-in-1. It has the LED. Let's go to it. Hang on. I don't remember what to call the other thing. Hold on. I gotta get my glasses right here. It's got a pin pointer, the regular flashlight, front and end blast modes, which are pretty doggone cool. So yeah, floodlight and spotlight, that's it. That's what I was looking for. So once you take it out of the box, it's just simply a box. But look at this one. Isn't that a good looking little flashlight? I haven't taken the little dooflotchies off yet, but we're going to put this one to the test too. And there's your green pinpointer. Of course, it's the light of day, so you're not going to get much out of it. So you can switch from floodlight to flashlight with one toggle. You don't even really have to toggle it, but of course it's got the yellow over it. Or you can switch to the front, which is more of a floodlight. I think this is an impressive little flashlight, if you ask me. And of course it comes with a little port to charge it. Pretty standard USB plug, which is here and here and here and here and here. Oh, you want to hear a story about that? So we're going to turn this off and we're going to take it under the city and test it. 1050 lumens, the TrustFire MINIX3. And it also has a magnetic bottom. I did not know that. Ah, that's a little too much for me. I want to try that at home. I'm impressed with their little boxation technique here. Look. Look at that. Look at that. This box, this book, is a journal. I don't show many people this, and I'm about to show all of y'all. This is a journal I made for my kids, and it starts off with "for my children," and all my kids' first, middle, and last name, and it ends with "I love you, Daddy." And I went through every day for years and wrote everything I could. Oh, did you see that? Oh, there was my first Ranger right there. My first Ford Ranger. There's the room that he was little. So you get it. You kind of get the picture, right? Bicycles, that was in Japan. That's me and some friends in Japan. That's by the Kentucky Bridge. Kentucky, a different way. Anyway, some of my Navy friends. There's the car I had in Japan. Pretty cool. But it goes on through their life every day as they grew up and everything we did. I'll give you a fun photo. I just saw it. But I've got to have this rebound. The pages are falling out. Where is it? Oh, there's old blue a long time ago. There's the rune. Where's the Mountain View? Mountain View. Every time kids would come home, they would come home with an animal. He has got a bag with a fish in it. There's my dad with cows. Anyway, you get to the end of this particular one, and see, they were into snakes back then too. That's Gabriel, my son, who's in Kentucky right now. Look at him. There's my oldest squirrel. Look at her. And you go through and through and through and through and through and through. You see kid after kid. Turtles. They drug them home all the time. Who would pick up that gigantic snapping turtle and bring it home? My oldest squirrel and her normal. Look at her. Found that in the yard. Didn't phase her. Pretend like she's talking on a cell phone, because we didn't have a cell phone back then. And the story ends I read at the top, I think a good ending for this journal is the rear end. And that's my youngest. That's volume 1. 521 pages. I'm not bragging. I spent a lot of days. Every day I would wake up before the dawn of crack, and I would go and write and write and write. See, if that's a vape, it's the world's strongest vape. It says mossy oak. We might have to harbor that in a harvest, but we'll have to harbor it first because that means put it in the harbor. I don't have a man purse. Alabama has got some rain the past few days, which means that you're gonna find these little tiny basketballs all over the place. It also means that the water's up. So back on my story. Hey, there's another one. I don't know what that one is. Tire pump. So every day I would get up early and write in the journal about what they had done the day before. And before I knew it, I was up to 3 volumes. That was volume 1. Volume 2 and 3 are just as long, and I'm having them bound now. But it's kind of expensive, so they're going to be bound more. Oh, this is going to be tough to get in here. They're going to be bound probably paperback. I think we're going to go this way. If I don't fall down. There's a good chance I'm going to fall down. But that's what it's all about. We got to crack open the flashlight, don't we? Not yet. We will in a minute. That's if we live through this. See, I was moving along fine, then that got there, so I can't snatch that leg out now. And I don't want to put all my pressure on that one because, oh my goodness, I'm gonna fall down. Because I would fall. That's in a way I can't step there, now I can. Look at this whole tree. It's washed down here. Yeah, we're gonna need a flashlight. For sure. I gotta find a better way out of here. This was not a good idea. I learned a while back. I always forget there to put that I can hook the flashlight to the bottom of the little grip, or to the grip of my GoPro handle. Ooh, this thing does quite nicely. Okay, that's not coming out. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll use a light tonight anyway. The cool thing about this little light, so far it's not hot, but it does pretty well under here. I need to do a look. It won't like blast and light up everything. But it lights up a lot. That should be a mag. Let me see something, see if it gets any brighter. That's it. It's good enough though. I mean, if you don't get well over like 1500 lumens, you really don't want to come in a place like this with standard light. Oh, I wonder if the little catfish are hatching out. There was a lot of catfish in here last spring, but there's so much water now they can easily travel. Before they were kind of getting hung up into little pools, and then we get under stuff like this. But they're crazy, crazy fast. They're minnows. If they're a tad bit slower, they are catfish, and then you take the time to look for them. I hold the light way up over my head, you get more of a flood version. See, that's not a catfish, they're way too fast. This light does great. If you want a smaller light that with an LED, I mean a pinpointer, those called pinpointer light where it just shines a little green. Well, this one has to be green. Most of them are red. I like green. I think my favorite color. It's a little better down here. I don't know if y'all can tell. I will get back out in a minute and look outside, but since we're in here, there are some actual beasts. Little water snakes under here. And occasionally there's an antique something under here. This may not be the most crucial or the best spot to come with a smaller light, but I wanted to try it. I think it's been pretty well. It's not hot either. It's warmish, like goldfish. You want to name it before I flip it? What is that? I don't think. Oh, maybe it's just a toy walkie-talkie. Huh. You can walkie and you can talkie. Yes, I did take the little yellow off. I do need more light. I just always wonder if I'm looking that way, if a zombie's gonna poke out their heads from each one of those. So let's head outside. I decided not to go outside yet. Sometimes there's marbles in here. Alright, let's head out. Let's try this a few minutes so I don't fall down. This is some of the clearest water you'll ever put your eyeballs in, unless you go face first in the bathtub. The problem is, it's about booth height. Let's try this. A little detour from the wet stuff. I decided since it's rained so much, I can't get anywhere. All the creeks are so high. And this is an obvious deer trail. So I thought it would be nice if we walked through here, since it's early spring, and found a shed. This is the clear trail down through here. It may not be as exciting as water. Oh my goodness. That's the second set of scratches I got. I get so many scratches. It's like I need like a boo-boo sticker over my whole body. This is about a, let me look, only a 3 1/4 acres parcel, but it's 3 1/4 acres of pines. What we're looking for is things that look like that, but not that. We want sheds. We want to find out where they stopped and slung their head back and forth and made the rack fall off. Leeds, Alabama. That's a unique whiskey. I've never seen a whiskey looking bottle like that. I guess that's whiskey made in Leeds. Look at that right there. Keep going. The trail goes down here, hill. Deer, just like people, take the path of least resistance. There's very little resistance in here. So finding a shed may prove quite the obstacle. I know what you good old girls are thinking. Dude, if there ain't no sign in there, there ain't no deer up in there. Well, it's Alabama, so there's deer in there. We just need one rack to prove that. Not a rack of lambs, or a recollection. Here's proof. Those two little limbs did not break themselves. Or that one, or that one. They didn't just all of a sudden snap. Because look at these limbs. I mean, you've got to actually break it. The wind didn't break it. And underneath it, there's dopey. For those who need me to slow that down for Alabama, that's dopey. And buckpea. Not bucky, buckpea. So that's a sign that there are bucks and does. Because a doe is a deer, female deer. We need one more good sign. And I see one over there. This buck has ventured off the main trail for some reason. But there you go. That bark right there didn't just fall off that cedar, boy. I know. It did not. There's another beat up tree over here. There's got to be a shed laying around in here now. And it belongs to the animal that did this. I just went through a spider web. And look at all the spiders all over me. Oh, gag it. One of the problems with spider webs in the early spring is there was mama spider going down the flag. One of the problems with early spring in Alabama, you'll walk through a nest that'll feel like a spider web on the ground. You really gotta lay down and roll through the woods. And it'll be ticks. So we're in a good spot for me to stop and make a reel. There's gotta be a shed in here. A lot of people think just because you find flowers in the middle of the woods, there was a house there. Sometimes that's true, but in the case of these, it's not. These are all over the southeast. They're especially right there this time of year. There's got to be a shed in here. It's a pretty picture though, isn't it? There's a little cut over trail that's been mowed over here. I think we're gonna go look at that. Although I'm really enjoying these spider webs. Let's go this way. Deer did not do that. Boy, a deer could do that if it want to. Let me tell you about the one I got last year. See another bottle. The same one we've already seen. It's no fun. So maybe there's a shed on this here road. If I was a deer, let me give you a little idea of the hillside. If I was a deer, I'd walk up this hill and slip. A lot of people would see that and say, man, that there deer's toes out there, and then they're 7 to 9 inches long. No, it slipped. I need to start a forestry class on does and deers and female deers. Look at all the deer tracks in here though. It's kind of wet. That there, boy, that ain't dark chocolate right there. And that fell right out of a deer. It probably got scared. If there's 32, it's a buck. If there's 38, and they're smaller, it's a doe. A hill and a ditch in places like that, or where the trail goes through a couple of bushes and things, are a really good spot to look, because they got to jump ditches and sometimes you just fall off. That is nothing but a mosquito hatchery. Sometimes you just walk out in the open and shake their melon. A little bit tighter trail here. This could mean that we'll get more spider webs, which is okay. I do want to find a shed. Sometimes you gotta just stop and look. There's a substantial murder of crows around me, as Sting would say, as he reached out across the river today. And priestly black. It was fussing and flapping like a murder of crows. You know, when they almost returned to nature, because everything came out of the ground, buildings, cars, everything, including Adam. Now Eve didn't come out of dirt. Remember, she was made from Adam's rib. But everything else after Eve came out of the ground. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, that hurt. You think when, just got a spot off my face. Big disgrace. Dude, just focus and find some sheds. I'm trying to. Y'all interrupting me so much with your stories. That's a big pine. You would think that I would find a bone or two, but no. There's no bones about it. I'm going to do this for the next 2 hours. So I'm going to find one eventually. Something to fit my canker. little more difficult trail, but I don't know, up there looks pretty good. Pretty good spot so far, nothing. Except for this lonely little magnolia. This is its grand search for sunshine. It's way up there. If you ever get a spider web in your eye, it's like flossing your eyeball. Do it again. Okay, 1,000 more acres to go. Started feeling guilty about the review of the flashlight. Then I stopped. There's gonna be some deer sign up here. I remember last time I came, I wasn't sure how to mark my spot, so I laid that tree over right there to make sure. This is an ever so mangled deer tree from several moons gone by. This is an ever so mangled deer tree from not too long ago. Smell it. Smells like deer, don't it, boy? If you were the runt deer, you might do something like that. If you'd stop doing clips of just walking around showing us the ground and beside you and in the trees, you might find something. I know, sorry. I feel like I've cheated you in the woods and you didn't get your daily vape. So let's do this again. What is that? Let's try to read it without taking it out of the water. What if I slip down? An organ recital, hang on, of French music. An organ recital. That must be like 300 years old, back when they would take your organs out and play music with them. Oh, my phone's ringing right when I started to go get an adventure going. Let's do one test with no gloves, and then I have to go. It's hard to just do a little test. Oh, there's so much in here, so let's go look. I do need to go. My Brad said, you need to head on home. And I said, okay, I'm leaving. I promise. Promise me this. If you lose to yourself, look anything. Move to something else. Promise me. Some fish. Okay, one more spot. Let's get out of here. I do need to go, and I really don't want to hit my head. Okay, that's as far as I go. Came in here one time a long time ago and found a ton of bullets, but we need to go. Get on the road. We gotta get on the Eisenhower and head to the base camp. Thanks for watching my videos.